Thank you for visiting the Coin Series channel again. Another beautiful day has arrived, and here we are, talking about XRP. The bright side is that today, we have some really wonderful news to share with you. Just for the year 2024, the Xrp Cloud gives us XRP price forecasts. I had no idea he would act in this way. Several other businesses inside the Web 3.0 ecosystem have just had their executives reveal their goals for the coming year. Ripple, an American blockchain payments business, follows suit. Even though Ripple Labs claimed to have asked executives for their thoughts on Bitcoin regulation, nothing has changed. 3 of the initial predictions were made by Stuart Alder Brody, the chief legal officer of the firm. The importance of the next year's forecast for U.S. cryptocurrency legislation and regulation to the entire prognosis was not surprising to me as a legal expert. Originally, 2024 was supposed to be the year that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC) unfortunate lawsuits would be fully resolved. The most controversial part of Ripple Labs' lawsuit against the regulator was finally resolved in 2024, making that year a turning point for the company. Just as the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is about to wrap up its foolish litigation against Ripple, it will also soon end its campaign to regulate the sector through enforcement, which will continue against other industry titans. In July of 2023, Judge Torres announced that XRP is not a security in its entirety, and on December 15 of the same year, Ripple happened, 2023. It was reaffirmed by her rejection of the securities regulator's request for an interlocutory appeal. In contrast, she gave the regulator the win when she said that Ripple Labs broke securities regulations by providing XRP to institutional investors. Unresolved issues that will persist after 2024 in spite of Ripple Labs' ongoing autonomy from the General Counsel of Congress and Ripple Labs operations. The settlement related to this part of the lawsuit already specifies that the Commission will keep regulating other industry heavyweights next year through enforcement tactics. In addition to these expectations, the General Counsel of Ripple Labs also stated that American judges will be the final barrier against the SEC's misuse of authority. Its case against Grayscale Investments was similarly unsuccessful. Important cases, he said, would be brought before the court, and the regulatory body would keep failing. He even foretold that the Supreme Court would hear some of these cases. The CEO of Ripple Labs has previously predicted that next year, government influence will play a more significant role. He goes on to say that legislators will concur that cryptocurrency regulation is necessary, even if they differ on the optimal approach. He pointed out that this circumstance will lead to Bitcoin businesses in the U.S. coming to a perplexing standstill, while players in other regions will continue to make significant strides. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has officially rejected Coinbase Global, Inc.'s request for Bitcoin rulemaking. This is the choice that has been deliberated over the past 18 months. Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer of the trading platform, has hinted at intentions to appeal the response, which is an encouraging turn of events. Coinbase intends to fight to the death using the X app. The SEC's answer to Paul Grewal's request for regulations was disappointing, according to Grewal. The exchange went ahead and sued the market regulator after they remained silent for several months without responding. After much deliberation, the Bitcoin trading platform was forced to take this extreme measure after the Third Circuit Court sided with the financial exchange. In a letter sent earlier today, the company asked for clarification on regulations, and the SEC is obligated to give it a report explaining its position as a secondary action. The Securities and Exchange Commission rejected the motion for 3 key reasons. The fact that cryptocurrency is subject to the same securities regulations as traditional assets is one such reason. Another is that the SEC manages the markets for crypto assets through rulemaking. Finally, another reason is the significance of the Commission's freedom in setting its own priorities for rulemaking. Contrary to popular belief, Paul Grewal argues that further action is necessary since no reasonable person investigating the Bitcoin market can conclude that the existing regulations are adequate. The girl brought up the 2021 Chancellor's hearing, during which Gary said that Bitcoin is unregulated. Coinbase went to court today after being silent for 18 months over the SEC's failure to carry out its duties, the SEC dismissed the company's demands for Bitcoin regulations. Later today, we will be going back to the Third Circuit to ask for their help again. The Third Circuit's assistance is greatly appreciated. Coinbase senior legal officer would not reveal when the business intends to submit its appeal, but CF Tech, the head of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, stated that most tokens were subject to commodities legislation due to his position. Still more confusion in the Bitcoin sector. There is a lot of confusion for anyone working in the cryptocurrency market right now because of the contradicting stances taken by the Securities and Exchange Commission. It is helpful to have certain guidelines to follow so you know which Bitcoin assets are securities and which are commodities, even though the CFDCC decides how to classify them. In all candor, the SEC and the CFTC are not yet ready to divulge this data. Notably, industry insiders such as John Deaton, who represents XRP holders, believe that the SEC chairman is obviously attempting to mislead the American public through his illogical classification of the cryptocurrency ecosystem. It has been recommended that XRP community members secure their own cryptocurrency assets. This is due to the fact that con artists and dishonest individuals are actively courting as many victims as possible in an effort to fleece them financially. Evernote, the Layer 2 platform that sits atop the XRP ledger, introduced an airdrop for XRP holders in early September. Although they had determined which XRP holders were eligible for the airdrop by November, they had yet to disclose the specifics of the registration process, which they referred to as the initial stage in claiming the airdrop. Also, as previously stated, users are now required to import or clone their XYPR address into XTAU and establish a trust line for the average issuing address in order to complete the registration process. Hence, the issuing address of Ever has remained secret. The perpetrators of these scams intend to trick clients who aren't paying attention by using the information provided above. Scammers impersonating Xnode support have increased their frequency of attacks significantly. These con artists pose as XRP holders who need assistance with the airdrop. As one considers this, Scott Chamberlain, co-founder of Evernote, exposed an imposter who was pretending to be an Evernote support contact. The digital platform X does not have any Evernote customer service, according to Chamberlain. It was also noted that the Ever's airdrop may be obtained without the need to burn or transfer any XRP. Everything changed today. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Catch you later, farewell.